When I come through the neighborhood, it was like a bomb blasted the city. The only house I ever bought was right here.
This is just awful. The living room and the kitchen was in the dining room, and the refrigerator was on its side, and I couldn't even get in the back rooms because everything was jammed up against the doors.
Paint cans and garbage and debris had floated from one yard to the next. The water was extremely toxic and filthy, so that when it did settle, it left everything dead and gray.
I only found out that my wife was okay after 5 days.
In August 2005, like some cruel trick of nature, Hurricane Katrina vented its deadly force along the Gulf Coast. Its violence was merciless, causing thousands of personal tragedies and people stranded on rooftops for days waiting to be rescued. Circumstances so extreme, they're almost impossible to imagine. Even 6 months after the storm, in the city of New Orleans, things were not even close to normal, with hundreds of thousands of people having been displaced and entire communities devastated. Every home, every church, every school, and every place of business. It will take years of work for New Orleans to recover.
It's just total devastation all around. Unbelievable, the devastation wrought by the water and by the winds of Katrina. You see cars upturned, houses demolished, houses moved from one street to another street. Just incredible, incredible devastation.
The worst destruction wasn't from the hurricane's 140-mile-an-hour winds or the piercing rain. It was the monster storm surge, like a tidal wave that caused breaches in the levees separating the city from Lake Pontchartrain. Salt water poured in. In just a few hours, 80% of the city was submerged. In some neighborhoods, houses were flooded up to the roof. It was weeks before the water receded, and what toxic water didn't destroy, mold did. It would be more than a month after the storm before families could return to check on their homes.
We know that people of our city, of our church, who've gone through Hurricane Katrina, their lives will never, ever be the same again.
My mom lost this house here. My house was totally destroyed. My aunt's house destroyed, my sister's house destroyed. All the people in my family were affected by the flood, every last one of them. I don't know one person that wasn't affected by the storm.
For Charlotte Romant, and countless others like her, life had been turned upside down, broken apart, scattered, and emptied. The task of rebuilding New Orleans is monumental, and bringing its communities back to life will require more than government aid and help from agencies. It will also take volunteers, willing to help one family in one neighborhood, one day at a time. When volunteers come to New Orleans, even for a short time, they can make it possible for a family to return to the neighborhood they still call home.
Help us, please. We want to be here. This is our home. We want to be here. We really do.
Charlotte's help came in the form of a group of employees from LifeTouch, who volunteered on a company-wide mission project. The week-long effort was conducted in partnership with World Servants, a Minneapolis-based organization that conducts short-term missions in the U.S. and abroad.
This was our first team into New Orleans, and bringing a team down, it brings in so much hope. A team comes with energy and excitement to want to work hard.
Willing to step outside their comfort zone and putting all their energy to work, the volunteers took on serious projects. They began completely gutting the home where Charlotte grew up.
The first thing to do was just start going at the walls with anything that you could and busted out as much of the drywall as possible and tore the walls down as fast as you could. I mean, the first day was awesome.
The volunteers also took on the project of gutting Howard Adams' house, whose entire neighborhood had been flooded with 9 feet of water.
We're go-getters. We had one thing in mind, is to fix this home for the gentleman, and we're doing it. We're demolishing this house to get back to where it should be.
Even while the team stripped Howard's house down to the bare studs, they took time to listen to his stories, empathize with his loss, and lift his spirits. Besides gutting homes, the volunteers renovated a large room of a flood-damaged school to create a youth center where teenagers would be able to get together.
Hi, how are you doing?
Each day of the week, the teams took turns staffing a hurricane relief center established by Celebration Church, unloading pallets of drinking water, restocking supplies, helping families with the groceries they needed to get through the week, and helping mothers find clothing that would fit their children. The volunteers talked with people from all walks of life, who after Katrina found themselves without even the basic necessities and with virtually no resources.
This is a blessing, and I thank everybody from all over coming here to help us.
Thank you, thank you. It's feeding a lot of people, and God bless you.
When families have lost all their personal possessions, including every piece of memorabilia and every treasured photograph, their hearts are in need of repair as much as their homes. Like other Life Touch volunteer efforts, this was a memory mission and included the gift of portraits. Over the course of 2 evenings, Life Touch photographers hosted picture night at Celebration Church. Nearly 100 families came to be photographed.
One of the things that I got to witness as part of this trip was the night that the Life Touch photographers took family portraits, and it was a very moving experience.
Here again, you guys. There you go. 1, 2, 3.
Just to see photographers, ripping down a house or ripping up a floor, and then from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, then coming in and taking pictures, you never could have told that they were tired. They literally you could tell that the people that are here on this mission have a passion for this business and have a passion for what they do.
The photographers did their utmost to give the families something to smile about.
Looking right up here, you guys. Let me see a big smile. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Very good. One more, ladies. Stay right there. Here we go. Like you're kind of fighting, right?
Here we go. Come on, girl. Come on, poo-poo head. Come on, poo-poo head. 1, 2, 3.
We finally finished. Awesome job tonight. And guys, y'all were awesome getting everybody in. Thank you so much. We really... Gentlemen, how are you? Got about quite maybe 100 or so families that y'all can provide some awesome portraits for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have quite a crew up there in Chattanooga waiting to take care of these. In about another 8 hours, we'll have them up there, and we'll be back Thursday.
Wow.
Thanks to a marathon effort from the employees in the Life Touch Chattanooga plant, the last night of the memory mission was a real celebration. Families who'd been photographed just 3 days earlier were invited to a party at Celebration Church where the finished portraits were waiting.
Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. You're welcome. Thank you.
It's true that New Orleans will never be the same, but there's reason to hope it will recover.
Just knowing that the people feel like they have help, that they feel like people are here and wanting to help, I think that brings a lot of hope.
I see stores opening around my house. I see more people gutting out houses and throwing things out. That's a sign of rebuilding right there. I think we're gonna make it.
I give these people a lot of credit. You really have to give them a lot of respect because they're so strong and have so much faith.
Your idea of a vacation, when you have one, is to maybe go away to someplace nice and lie on a beach, and to come down here and say, look, we're going to take you to a disaster area. We're going to put you to sleep on air mattresses in a small school. You'll be sleeping with 9 or 10 other people in your room. and the showers are 250 yards away. You're going to work hard from sunup to sundown. You're going to get together and eat in a school cafeteria in chairs made for third graders. You're going to do all this. You're going to do it for a week. You're going to have the time of your life, and you're never going to forget it.
When volunteers come down to serve, they always think they're here to give something. And one of the most amazing parts of my job is I get to see their lives change before my eyes.
I think when you go through an experience like this and then you go back home, I think a lot of things will take place in how I look at people and want to treat people and help them, not only in my community, but just in my own office as well.
I promise.
I think the more I give, the more I feel blessed that I can do that for others.
Whether it means gutting out someone's home or sitting down and listening to someone and listening to their story of what they experienced, or even packing a bag of clothes, walking someone out to their cars with their groceries. Man, it really taught me a lot on what it meant to be a true servant.
I didn't realize that I would get so in touch with myself and with God and just meet so many wonderful people.
My first initial feeling arriving on the site was, you do what you would want someone else to do for you. This is the most important thing I've ever done in my life.